Because he was so hot and because I believed in like a lot of the core political things he was talking about, I excused a lot of misogyny or just like let it pass by, right? But post-election, I'm not feeling it anymore. I'm not.
So cute, my little Hasanito. People making tutorials on how to find icks about you.
But
What? If you need an ick to detach from a certain sexy socialist streamer, here you go. What? I block Hasan every single account. He's on another type of fake ally. The whole Turkish thing, they all have went astray. Yes, but I think they have a strategy. What? My girl, you've released me. Thank you. What the fuck is this? What is the ick?
33-year-old man talk to an impressionable 20-year-old that way was really gross. Like, it's so gross. Also knowing that Jason the Ween and him have large young male followings, that's the type of messaging he's putting out to young men constantly. It's not usually that direct, it's not usually that obvious, and usually, like I said, it's obfuscated by other political beliefs that you can agree with. But that shit was not cool. Like, he's still gonna keep going and pushing out whatever content he wants. And if you like that, you like that. If you're looking to detach because you don't like how he talks about things, might I recommend that one to just kind of be the final ick you need to fully detach.
What's your body count?
I have no idea.
Do you have like a notepad of everybody? No. Damn. So you.
When I was young, like up to like the 20th, I think I had it.
Okay. Higher or lower 100?
It's probably higher.
Yeah. God damn. Have you ever gotten a STD?
No. Do you practice safe sex?
Oh, no, I don't use condoms.
That's not good, bro. I mean, I don't either, but.
Oh, shit.
At least get checked up. You get checked up?
I don't have sex. I lied.
Wait, what?
I don't have sex.
What about all the girls you're always hanging out with? You're lying.
I literally have sex. I do get that a lot.
That was the ick? Me saying you should practice safe sex and get checkups? Like what? Or that I have, like he presented it to me and I literally, so she's slut shaming you and saying Jason, a 20-year-old, is an impressionable young man as if he's a minor? The fuck? Yeah. I mean, look, all I'm going to say is I feel like there's a lot of people who are, I don't know, antagonistic to my worldview. But I mean, this is the type of shit. I'll be honest with you. This is the type of shit that is like, you know, keep yelling into the fucking void. But like that interview, ironically enough, was exactly what I was talking about, of me being just like a normal person. Okay? Yeah, it might be an ick for you, but I think that there's a lot of people that you didn't watch the whole thing. There was something in the beginning. No, I just assume it's like it's just appeal. Yeah,
just rampant misogyny. Okay, I got into him because I saw the clips online. They seemed good. I watched the streams, and he's hot. Like, let's not fucking deny that. You know, that's part of the appeal. Because he was so hot and because I believed in like a lot of the core political things he was talking about, I excused a lot of misogyny or just like let it pass by, right? But post-election, I'm not feeling it anymore. I'm not. It's very obvious that he has not done the work to interrogate, unpack, and rectify his own misogyny while he's espousing whatever political beliefs he has. Like, misogyny is integral to his political...
If I catch any of you dumb motherfuckers in her replies being annoying to her, I will shoot you out of orbit, okay? I will blast you into space on the first fucking rocket ship to Mars. Don't you ever do that shit. I hate it so much when you guys go and fucking brigade random, like, small-ass TikTok accounts. I hate it because I don't think they should face... the severe repercussions of like drawing ire from my community. I despise that shit. Okay. There are people who are big boys and big girls who can fucking, who say a litany of unhinged things, and you know who they are. Okay. I'm not going to tell you, the same thing about like Ben Shapiro, for example. Right. But this is a random person on TikTok. I probably shouldn't have even looked at this video as it's got like 900 likes or whatever in one day. I think it's odd that I think it's just like odd and awkward that this is like a major, like this is like the type of thing that you're interested in doing, where you're like, hey guys, I know we have a crisis of facing young men and trying to get them on the side of progressive politics, but there is a guy who has done that successfully for the past 6 years. And I think we should comb through his political conversations or even non-political conversations with young men with massive young male audiences, and then comb through it and be like, you are not sufficiently woke in this process. And then the thing that she posts and the thing that she presents is like me being myself. Like, I'm sorry. Yes, dude. I don't have qualms. I'm sorry that like you think it's gross that I have had sex, Jesus Christ. It's not like something that I present personally or flex personally. I'm not like, yeah, I fuck a lot. Like, I don't do that. I'm fucking an incel, okay? I'm a involuntarily celibate person. Central Committee, thank you for the raid. Hope you had a good stream. Central Committee is back. Okay? Anyway, that's the whole problem. That's the problem. People don't fucking understand. Like, everyone just thinks like, no, actually, what we have to do, don't worry, as I'm misogyny is why I stayed in the community. That's what I'm talking about, baby. I don't know why this feels like she's projecting some sort of parasocial something here. The thing is, I do have a healthy dose of misogyny, certainly. Like, I'm a man, okay? And yes, at times, I do have a tendency to say certain things that are misogynistic, and I recognize it, and I try to dial it back, okay? The reality is, that's the best expectation. You know what I mean? What the fuck? Don't lower your standards. That's not what I'm saying at all. Okay. If that's not for you, and that's fine. I have a mostly male audience. Okay. A lot of white dudes in here. Ironically enough, a lot of white dudes that happen to fit the mold of the people that the Democratic Party has left behind. I'm in a space that is dominated by white dudes. Okay? Young white men. This is all it is. This entire space is young white men. Be fucking normal. Make sure that I think people cannot address their own view of aesthetic versus actual material issues. I think this is a case where a bro guy talking about sex is all being essentialized as misogyny. And that is a part of the issue with why libs can't message to young men who are open to progressive messaging. I know. You do that shit, people are going to be like, what the fuck are you saying? Especially if you do that shit to someone like myself. Okay? I didn't say I'm young. I'm saying that like my audience is younger white men in general. Nah, that's unnecessary capitulation. You're a bozo sometimes, but I'm misogynist. Don't give the chirpers anything. They're bad faith. No, there's definitely moments where I say shit that is like definitely misogynistic. I recognize it. Sometimes I'm like being sarcastic and it reads as me being like openly and overtly misogynistic, and that happens quite a bit. But like ultimately, I spend a whole great deal of time, advocating for women's rights. I don't know what the fuck you're saying. If you're like, oh, it gave me the ick that he fucks. They're not mad you fuck. They're mad you admit you don't use condoms. In my opinion, kind of valid. Should have admitted that to an impressionable audience, but this is over the top from her, Lamau. I mean, first of all, yes, I'm not going to get into this. Yes, I do use condoms. Okay. Of course I use condoms. When you're, I don't want to talk about my private life, and I usually don't talk about sex in general. Okay. I think it's fucking stupid to talk about it. As a woman in here, I'm going to make myself lunch while you guys debate this. It feels better. Pregnancy is a skill issue. True.
Young men, ages 17 to 21-ish, I'm being so genuine right now, it does not have to be this way. There are entire industries built around getting you to misdiagnose the causes of your loneliness and insecurity.
Chat's kind of proving why there isn't a Joe Rogan on the left. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's funny to look at two grown-ass men having a fucking conversation that is like so normal and infinitely more progressive than the type of shit that normally goes on, and being like, that's the shit. Go watch a fucking Fresh and Fit video, dumbass. The fuck do you mean? They're over there advocating on like medieval methods of torturing women and shit. And you're over here being like, well, you said you like to have sex without a condom because it feels better. Yeah, dude, you're right. You're right. I do. Shut the fuck up. How crazy. Ironic, because that conversation I was like literally telling Jason, okay? Ironically enough, I was telling him, I was giving him advice. He was asking my advice about like his relationships and what to do. In that larger conversation, I explained to him that like it's definitely healthier to no longer be in a relationship. Like a lot of relationships like fall apart. Okay. A lot of relationships sometimes fall apart for good reason. And then like trying to pick that back together is oftentimes not the productive thing to do. You know, life is better when you move on, yada, yada, yada. But no, sex without condoms. I can't believe this 33-year-old man is talking about sex to a baby girl who is only 21 years old or 20 years old. Is crazy.
And seek out help for those problems, seek out treatment for that stuff from people who only look to exploit you for power, from people whose entire business models or election strategies or whatever are built entirely around getting you to continue feeling that way and then directing your subsequent.
As a woman, I hate that most women dislike you is because they heard one thing and assume 50 more things out of that. I don't think most women dislike me. I have a pretty fucking solid base of female watchers as well. It's wild. And ultimately it doesn't matter. It's the same principle all the way down, okay? My job is to de-radicalize people. That is the number one thing I'm here to do. So what do I always tell trans folk, for example, sometimes when I'm talking about trans issues, that's not for you. That's for transphobic people, okay? And I tell my black HasanAbi heads, when I talk about issues that pertain to the black community, that's not for you. You already know that. You're black, you know? This is for a white guy who's never heard of that before, who's never heard an alternative perspective, you know? It's not for you. You know that already. It's your existence. And the same thing goes for like misogyny as well and women's rights as well. It's fucking crazy. And there's not much I can do in terms of like overcoming the aesthetics. And it's especially funny because like those broy aesthetics is partially why I have such a fucking large community that is relatively diverse, right? Why don't you have more blacks on the stream? Oh, come on. Come on. The weakest bait of all time. You're so fucking stupid. Take an hour off for this dumbass take, okay? Chatter said blacks. Also, the fuck do you mean? Like that. What do I always tell you? That's always a losing argument when someone says, why don't you have more black people on the stream? And then we just start naming black people. It's like, what the fuck? It's so dumb. Shut up. Shut up, idiot. No, that person is doing the, yeah, don't do the fucking, the whitest thing you can do, which is to immediately start naming black people, okay, that have been on the stream. It's so dumb. No, you don't understand. That's what That is a trap, okay? And black chatters such as that one that said, why don't you have more blacks on the stream, okay? Obviously are doing that as bait, as a joke, as a meme, even though I banned them for an hour, okay? And they're saying that as a joke, but then when you respond with like, you know, you respond with, in the most Caucasian way possible, you go, oh, here are all the black people that have been on the stream in the past week. Like you're being super Caucasian, okay? As a woman, is not the condom part, is the term body count specifically because it gets used against women, but you didn't bring it into the conversation. Jason did. Yeah, also, I have routinely talked about how under a patriarchal structure, the body count conversation doesn't harm men, or even objectification doesn't harm men in the same way that it harms women. So the fuck are we talking about? Go find someone else to yell about, you know? That wasn't a black chatter. We don't say blacks. No, the chatter was joking when they said that. They were very clearly baiting. They weren't being serious. They were doing the meme, the common meme that people go, why don't you have enough? Yeah, you literally talked about it on the Fear M pod yesterday. I know, it's so dumb. Look, man, I'm sex positive. If you got an issue with that, you know, you got an issue with that. There's not much I can do about it.
Anger or rage or intense feelings, a desire for action, whatever, in directions that suit their needs, that further their causes. That's all you are to them. There's a lot of people that are too far gone, completely convinced that happiness is going to trickle down once we get this guy another term and we accomplish all these things on like a macro national scale. I, tomorrow as an individual, will wake up feeling fulfilled. The hollow feeling inside me will be gone. That is never going to happen. And for all of the people who are like on the fence, undecided, floating around, looking for something real to grab onto, that is my message to you. You are never going to fix your anger or your loneliness or your insecurity by joining a movement that specifically recruits you for feeling that way and then is fueled by the continuation of those feelings. It's not going to happen.
Activists campaigning for the release of January 6th rioters pop champagne outside the DC jail. Oh yeah, Donnie's got some pop off stuff. I mean, he's got content lined up for years at this point now. But yeah, Jokic Joestar,
The solutions
my
that you're
goat.
looking-
Okay, love him. This was posted before the election.
I love all the Democrats telling me that I'm the single issue voter and that if Kamala Harris loses in November, it's my fault. You guys are supporting.
Okay. I don't want to get further into this stuff. All right, we got. As a woman, what rubbed me the wrong way was deciding to broadcast Bring It Up now during the Hasana's anti-Semitic campaign. Like, sure, we can have this convo. Seems like weird timing. Yeah. First of all, once again, like, there is a level of like there is a level of misogyny that I sometimes will demonstrate. Overall, I am a feminist and I am an advocate for women's rights. That much is clear. But having said that, I'm far from perfect. Okay, that's something that I readily recognize. But in terms of like anti-Semitism, that's fucking ridiculous. Okay. Like, I would say that it is probably, it is so unimaginably ridiculous. It's like saying I'm transphobic, okay? Get the fuck out of here, dude. Like, that's, and me even recognizing that is just me demonstrating that I am self-aware and I try to do my very best, right? And ironically enough, all of this shit that people fucking chirp at me about in terms of like, my unrestrained like ableism, misogyny, sexism, transphobia, anti-Semitism, like 98% of people would be massive fans of mine if I actually was that. Okay, the people that are saying that are cynically saying it for the most part. They just have like, usually they have a disagreement with one political opinion or the next, and then they just like kind of couch their criticism in something else, like a broader point. It is what it is, you know? I like how understanding and normal you are about this stuff. Twitter from like 2017 era made me so afraid of saying something wrong by accident. I like they have a grounded approach. Yeah, because I understand people are fucking imperfect, you know? As a Jewish person, I understand the difference between criticism of an entire group of people versus the government that represents them. You are 100% not anti-Semitic. Jew brawn lames. Excuse me. Jew brawn lames. That is an unacceptable username. Okay? I read the first part and I was like, haha, that's funny. And then I saw the last part and I thought to myself, well, someone is being a little racist. Change your name. Baja blast my brains out. Thank you for the 10 community gifted subs. Wait, when have you been genuinely misogynistic? No, it's not like there's different layers to it, okay? There's different layers to misogyny. You have to understand, like I'll give you an example, okay? Sometimes I pop off on like conservative women, right? Like calling Marjorie Taylor Greene ugly, okay? Which she is. Like, she is a freak, okay? She looks like a goddamn Titan from Attack on Titan. Now that technically is misogynistic. Why is it misogynistic? I say men are ugly too. Doesn't matter. It impacts women differently. It undermines women. Women are supposed to, it comes with a lot of baggage, okay? It comes with a lot of baggage. The baggage is systematic forms of oppression that I am using against a woman. So some people are going to see that and go, he's being misogynistic there. I have been undermined in the past because I don't fit certain, standards of beauty, and men have undermined me in the past for that reason. Is the immediate feeling that a lot of people are going to have. I guess it's a bit of a microaggression, or maybe even a macroaggression. It's just an aggression, right? That right there is a inherently misogynistic statement. Okay? That rant clip of you during the Tate debate time was big on TikTok. Or here, I'll give you another example. When I say I fucked your mom to a chatter, okay? People are going to read that as misogynistic. And to a certain degree, it is, okay? And it's true. That's where it's not people saying like you're misogynistic because like you want to control what women can and can't do to their fucking bodies or anything like that. Like the unrestrained, unrestricted misogyny online ranges from the likes of people being like, lol, get back to the kitchen jokes, okay, to women, and they mean it when they say it, all the way to like the Nicholas Fuentes neo-Nazi who is celebrating and like going crazy on his fucking live stream on the night of the election coverage, where he is like celebrating the fact that your body my choice, your body my choice. Like that is like the highest level of misogyny in my opinion. That's like you've reached like maximalist, a maximum position. As a woman, the way you discuss topics can sometimes feel abrasive, especially since many of us are conditioned to respond better to softer, more indirect communication. Your approach is, this is how it is, which works with the guys, but I can feel a bit blunt for some women. It's not that you're rude, just that the directness can be off-putting at times. Yeah, I know. I understand that. Right? I get that. But I can't change myself. Like, I can only restrain certain aspects and re-examine my approach, but I'm not going to fucking like I'm not going to become like a fake ass fucking male feminist archetype from like 2016. Okay. Like, ooh, I just not who I am. It's not going to happen. I think the disconnect is between people from inherently liberal circles and those from more conservative backgrounds. Yeah. Like, I have found me being my authentic self to be relatively successful in converting people away from reactionary politics. And that absolutely pertains to, people re-examining the patriarchy and the systems of oppression that come and undermine women with regular frequency. And that is, but you can stop talking about MGT being fuckable or not. Now you're making excuses instead of introspection. Please stop this. Yes. First of all, I don't think MGT is fuckable or not is ever been a real question. Okay. No, I just say she's horrible to look at. Okay. She is horrifying. She's a monstrous piece of shit that also ends up reflecting the way she looks. Her insides have turned out, You're the one who is making it seem like whether she is sexually attractive or not. I'm not talking about that. A lot of people on the left also need to understand that, you got to be. Look, if you have. Everyone has a different thing. Everyone has a different layer of acceptability. Okay. Everyone has a different thing. Like, everyone has a different limit, right? If your upper limit is like me being like, MGT looks like a Titan, and you're like, wow, this is the most like unrestrained misogyny I've ever heard, then yeah, I'm not going to be for you. This is not the content. It's far from the most significant thing I talk about, right? It's far from the most significant part of my commentary, but there's like 98%. If you agree with 98% of the shit that I say, she looks like an unethical dog breed. If you got issues with that sort of commentary, then yeah, this is not a space for you. You can find other places that are infinitely more understanding, infinitely more open-minded to that sort of sentiment, but like, online bitching at Hasan, but voted for Trump and has a crusty boyfriend. No, a crusty boyfriend who voted for Trump. Yeah. She's not going to do that. I think you've made your point. Now the only people disagreeing are going to be the people who have a horrible time interpreting what you're directly saying. Yeah.
hiện giờ太陽放入放高峰呢，是做太陽是毛色都飞，看看到我们的職業班呢，這裡本身上。